What's going on YouTube? It's your guy Darren, the Bowtie Fragrance Guy. We cover fragrances on this channel, hence the name Bowtie Fragrance Guy. But we also talk about some lifestyle and style content as well. You know, some grooming. I just want to make sure you guys are looking great and smelling great every day. So if you're into that, make sure you hit subscribe. And don't forget to hit the bell icon as well, so when I upload a new video, you get notified. I'm super excited about today's video because I'm going to be talking about the newest release from the brand of Bond No. 9, and I'm talking about this one, BEEKMANplace. All right, so we're going to be getting into it. I'm going to open it up. I'm going to smell it. I'm going to tell you guys what I think about it. Coming up right after the intro. If you want to see my thoughts, you know the routine. Keep it locked right here. Let's get it. This is going to be fun.
The Bowtie Fragrance Guy.
All right, guys, we're back. Thank you so much for keeping it locked in. We're going to jump right into this video. So BEEKMANplace from Bond No. 9, the newest release from the brand. If you've been watching my channel for a long time, you know that, or you should know that I am a big fan of the brand of Bond No. 9. I have over 30 some odd fragrances from the brand, and this is the latest addition to the collection. I actually picked up Bond No. 9 New York Patchouli last week as well, and I think I purchased before that Bond No. 9 West Side. So those are the newest additions to the Bond No. 9 collection. But this is their latest release. This was released last week, I wanted to say. I had gotten intel that they were going to be releasing a new fragrance, so I had my eyes and ears open. And as soon as I checked the website and saw that it was available, I purchased it. Now, this fragrance retails for $450. $450, yes, I know, I understand, but I'm a fan of the brand. Those of you that have been part of the fragrance community for a while probably are aware the brand Bond No. 9, to my knowledge, has never sent any influencer, reviewer, whatever you would like to refer to folks that talk about fragrances as. I am not aware of them ever sending out a bottle. So I purchased this full retail because I'm just a fan of the brand, regardless of what other people may say or what their thoughts and commentary is about the brand. I am a fan. So the fragrances tend to do well on my skin. So here we are, BEEKMANplace, Bond No. 9. The packaging, or the box I should say, it has that kind of textured look, almost like, I like to refer to it as like a leather or a reptile kind of texture. Of course, this is green. It makes me think about an alligator. So when I look at the box itself, it makes me think that this is going to be like a green fragrance, if you will, obviously because of the color of the box, but not so much, but we'll talk about that. But this is just the presentation. You open it up. And of course, as all Bond No. 9 fragrances are, it rests in the box. Right here, you take it out, and there's this card in here that you can fill out. And I think you're supposed to get some samples or something like that. I don't know if anybody's ever really gotten samples from filling out the card, but that's what's supposed to happen from what I understand. So here's the bottle. Now, I'm not a big fan of the color of green. That's not like one of my favorite colors. This bottle, is very, very similar to another Bond No. 9 fragrance that has somewhat of a similar name, and to me, honestly, that is ironic because that fragrance is the first fragrance that I thought about when I sprayed this on my skin, because I opened it up, I couldn't wait. I opened it up probably, what was that, Saturday? Maybe Friday. I opened it up and sprayed it on my skin. And so kind of got my initial impression just kind of smelling it on my skin for the first time. And there is a fragrance, the Bond No. 9 fragrance, that this reminds me of. So guys, let me give you a closer look at the bottle. Some of the notes in this, you're gonna get some pineapple, blackcurrant, bergamot pear, lemon, basil. Geranium is in this as well, if I'm not mistaken, driftwood, musk, tonka bean, there's patchouli. I think there's like an ambergris or like a ambroxan probably in this as well. So there's a lot going on here. And when I first sprayed it on my skin, the fragrance that this reminded me of was another Bond No. 9, and that is Sutton Place. Now, you see the name here, Beekman Place, Sutton Place. Both are a place in New York, and they have very similar scent profiles. There's differences, but they do remind me of that's the first fragrance that I thought about when I smelled this. I looked at the note breakdown on Sutton Place, compared it to the note breakdown on Beekman Place, and they do have, I would say, probably about 8 notes that are the same. You have pineapple in both, you have blackcurrant in both, you have musk in both. So again, quite a few notes on these fragrances are the same. So if you smell Sutton Place, this is going to kind of remind you of Sutton Place. All right, guys, I want to spray this on my skin for you so you can kind of see the atomizer here and just talk a little bit more about the scent profile. But the atomizer is, of course, pretty good. Nice mist. Of course, this is going to be my scent of the day. So that opening, I will tell you, again, very similar to what you get with Sutton Place. Now, there is a difference here, and that primary difference that I'm picking up is that pear note. I get a lot of this. It's a great balance between pear and pineapple in the opening of the fragrance. And pear is not a note that you see used often in fragrances, but I definitely know what a pear smells like, and I'm definitely picking up that fruity essence of what a pear smells like to me in the opening. Again, pineapple very prominent as well. Another fragrance that Bond No. 9 utilized pineapple in was Riverside Drive. So I'm very accustomed to the type of pear note, type of pineapple note that Bond No. 9 has used in some of their other fragrances. I definitely detect that here in the opening. Like I said, it's a great balance between the pineapple and the pear in the opening. Now, where this fragrance really starts to differ or differentiate itself from Sutton Place, to me, obviously Sutton Place has quite a bit of leather in that fragrance. There's no leather here. This goes more in a direction of like this really green, hence the color of the bottle. I'm understanding now there's really green kind of masculine undertone with this fragrance, which is coming from oak moss, and that oak moss is pairing really, really well with basil in here. So you smelled basil in a lot of fragrances. It gives off this really green, kind of spicy undertone of fragrance, and that is really, really working well in combination with the oak moss in this fragrance. So when it starts to dry down, those are the things to me that are kind of separating the two fragrances, whereas Sutton Place goes more in that direction of a leather kind of undertone, and dry down, this is really focuses on those green elements, primarily the basil and the oak moss on the dry down. Now, far into your wearing, probably about an hour or so in, of course, one of my favorite notes I'm starting to detect, and that is the note of tonka bean. I always said that's another big difference between those two fragrances. That Sutton Place to me has more of a vanilla kind of sweetness to it. This has the tonka bean sweetness. I'm more of a fan of tonka bean. So ultimately, whereas those two fragrances somewhat remind me of one another, this is a fresher, more green take, maybe you can say, on a Sutton Place kind of DNA, and I'm really, really digging it. I think this is the perfect time of year for a fragrance like this. Although there's some sweetness here, it's not overly sweet. So it's definitely a fragrance that you can wear in the spring and summertime, and it's not by any means going to be cloying. Look, you're going to dig the scent. Now, I know most people that smell this fragrance aren't going to think it's $450 worthy. I would tend to agree with that. It's not a scent profile that is like overly unique or overly creative, or has that kind of depth and creativity, if you will, that most people would associate with a $450 fragrance. That's just the reality of it. But Another reality is that fragrances themselves are just a lot more expensive nowadays. You have designer fragrances, YSL, Y Elixir going for $180 for retail. You have the new Prada Ocean Le Parfum, $175 or so for retail. So prices are starting to spike up there. So for a lot of these different companies, these different brands, you're starting to see an increase in prices overall. Doesn't change the fact that from a consumer standpoint, whether or not we feel like it's worth what they're asking, it's just the reality that prices are going up. So at the end of the day, for me, what I would say is I really like this. It's a really easy to love scent profile DNA that I think, again, is going to offer a lot of versatility. This is actually a fragrance because it does have some sweetness there. This is something you could kind of wear as a signature scent. In all honesty, I could see somebody wearing this year-round, although my preferred seasons for this would be spring and summertime, but you could really wear this probably year-round because it does have enough sweetness, enough woods with the oak moss. There's a little bit of patchouli in here as well when it starts to dry down, the tonka, to give it enough depth where you could wear this when it's cooler temperatures outside, so it could definitely work in versatile situations and circumstances. But again, I don't think it's a $450 fragrance. Now, obviously, you guys that have been probably in the fragrance for a while know that a lot of times, of course, Bond No. 9 fragrances, you can find them on a lot of discounters, specifically fragrance that I know tends to carry quite a bit of Bond No. 9 fragrances. You may find a tester without a cap or something like that, but obviously, if you wait a while, then this is something that you could probably get at a discount. But I like it, man. I don't feel like I was cheating out of my money because I'm a fan of the brand, and people spend money on things that they like and that they love. I love this brand. I got it. It smells great. Again, do I think it's $450 worth of smelling great? No, but I'm not upset with me purchasing. I'm not telling you to run out there and purchase this. I'm just saying that I'm happy with my purchase. So, gentlemen, I'm going to wear this some more and really give you guys a more in-depth rundown of this with the performance and things of that nature once I have a chance to really get acquainted with it. These are just kind of my initial thoughts about the fragrance. Overall, again, the bottle's cool, it smells good, and like I said, for me personally, I'm not upset with what I paid for it. If you guys have smelled this fragrance from Bond No. 9, the newest release, what are your thoughts? I would love to hear from you down in the comment section. As always, I sincerely appreciate your time and your attention to these videos. I know you don't have to watch, but you do, and I sincerely appreciate that. Now, don't forget to take a few moments out to like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you are sharing these videos out to some other folks that you think could use the information or find it entertaining. Because I'm your guy, Darian. I'm the Bowtie Fragrance Guy. I love to look good, and of course, I love to smell amazing. So until next time, keep looking good, keep smelling even better. I'll catch you